Hey guys, Will here with W.T.F car reviews, and today we're reviewing the all-new 2026 BMW M440i Xdrive.
And a big thanks to Ibrahim and the rest of the management and staff here at BMW of Ocala for helping make this review possible. I'll leave a link to your inventory below, and if you're looking for a new premium or performance car or SUV in the Ocala area, I would definitely recommend checking these guys out and ask for Ibrahim.
And for those of you guys who don't know, the 4 Series replaced the 3 Series Coupe as BMW's range of sports coupes and Grand Tours back in 2013. The second generation 4 Series that you see here has been with us since 2022. Facelifted last year for 2025, and for 2026, outside of some improvements to the navigation system, the 4 Series carries over largely unchanged. We've already reviewed the $50,000 base 2026 430i and the top $95,000 M4 competition convertible, sitting on 2 polar opposite ends of the 2026 4 Series lineup, both in price and performance, with the $65,000 M440i split in the difference, with an additional $2,000 for the Xdrive model that you see here. What else do we get for that money? Let's jump right in. So this Brooklyn gray metallic paint color, this black contrast for the grille, headlight housing, and vents look really clean. We had full front parking sensing, forward-facing camera, M badge on the top right part of this large kidney grille, which is subtly updated from the 2025 facelift, but still keeping that 2022 and up larger design. With a black contrast in each corner for the vents, hopefully you can pick up the functionality with the intercooler in each corner. Active shutters for the grille itself, helping us out with the aerodynamics and potential airflow, with just a beautiful Brooklyn gray metallic paint color. I actually think this is one of my favorite paint colors right now from BMW. They have this tanzanite blue, which is considered their most premium paint color. I just prefer the black contrast here with this Brooklyn gray. We get additional side sensor in the corner helping us out with the 360. These black Y-spoke 19-inch rims wrapped in Pirelli Cinturato run flat all-season tires. Dimensions are 225, 40, R19. The 225 wide tires actually continue out rear. So for a sports coupe like this in this price point, I would expect at least 255s out rear, but with this Xdrive model, shouldn't have any issues putting the power to the ground. These are M-specific rims with a 4-piston M-specific Brembo-style brake caliper, very limited amount of wheel gap too, black contrasted mirrors, an additional camera on it to help us out with the 360, and all body color for the rocker panel side skirt area. I'll take a step back, hopefully you guys can pick up the side profile on this 2026 BMW M440i. With smart access for the driver and a front passenger, black window trim, sunroof up top, body color shark fin style antenna. I kind of wish we had tints on this specific M440i, but for a couple $100 you can get that done in the aftermarket. We have the same rear wheel and tire setup. For a sports car, I would expect a slight contrast in rear tire width, but with this Xdrive model, the 225 square setup will allow you to do tire rotations, and with the Xdrive, we'll see if we have even the hint of wheel spin. I personally don't think that we will have any. We get an additional side sensor to help us out with that 360. Funky style LED taillights. Hopefully you can pick up that design on camera. Shout out BMW of Ocala for helping make this review possible. Full rear parking sensing. Xdrive in the top left corner of the trunk. M440i on the right side, and a subtle black deck lid spoiler. Pretty aggressive diffuser too, with dual exhaust tips. And speaking of the dual exhaust tips, let's fire up this 3-liter twin-scroll turbocharged inline 6-cylinder B58 engine, and hear how she sounds. Alright guys, that was the sound of the 3-liter twin-scroll turbo inline 6-cylinder B58 engine sold by BMW for the 2026 M440i, and it sounds really good, cranking out 386 horsepower, 398 pound-feet of torque, made it to an 8-speed automatic transmission, sending the power to all 4 wheels. You can expect 0 to 60 in the mid to high 3-second range, making it a no-joke performer for a sub $70,000 base price sports car. That's the same 0 to 60 time basically as the M60i X5 that we just reviewed in this channel, and that starts $25,000 above what we're sitting at here. I mean, it's a more practical vehicle, but you'll see how much space is in this back seat and cargo area. This is a surprisingly practical vehicle itself. But anyway, what you see is basically what we get. We get the the strut tower braces and hydraulic struts, additional bracing in front of the intercooler down below. We can shut this hood right down. Feels very light. We can take a step back and walk around this 2026 Brooklyn Gray M440i. And let's take a step inside and see what we get. Before we take a step inside, actually, let's take a quick look at the window sticker for this 2026 M440i Xdrive Coupe with a $67,000 base price, $650 for the Brooklyn Gray, $1,500 for the Oyster Vernassa leather, $650 for the driving assistance package, $250 for the Shadowline, $700 for the parking assistance, $1,500 for the premium package, $100 for the galvanic controls, $100 for the connected package Pro Limited, $165 for the luggage compartment mat, $1,175 for the destination, totaling us out a tick under $74,000. So it is starting to get up there in price, but this is a loaded, high-performance sports coupe with a surprisingly decent amount of space, even for someone over 6 feet tall, about 200 pounds. But taking a step inside, again, we get smart access for the driver and the front passenger, a thick single-pane window, Harman Kardon speakers, soft touch up top, gushy soft leather in the center, and a gushy soft leather armrest. We get auto one-touch windows, two-person memory seats, power folding mirrors, which are four-way adjustable, some soft rubberized texture for the bottom portion. You'll fit 2 footlongs on top of each other, and a big gulp right in front, electronic trunk release as well. We get an aluminum M nameplate as we step inside. It's not actually blue, just the color of the tape. I'll leave the tape on for the potential owner of this sports car so they can feel like this is as new of a vehicle as possible. We get the Oyster Vernassa leather seats as well. They're not perforated or quilted, but they're stitched in the center, very comfortable. They're heated, not ventilated, with adjustable bolsters, adjustable thigh support. You can recline, drop, lift, and slide with 4-way lumbar control. But taking a step inside, we can really check it out. So foot on the brake, engine start, stop, and everything fires right to life. So as far as the interior here, nothing really changes compared to the 430i reviewed in this channel. I mean, the red notch, the fatter M steering wheel, sure, but it's basically the same steering wheel as the M4 competition that we reviewed on this channel, and it's a really good one at that. The fat 10 and 2, perfect 9 and 3, flat bottom since 2025, the rubberized horn area, the horn itself, loud and aggressive. People should be definitely getting out of your way. We get aluminum paddle shifters, tilt and telescoping steering column, but it's not power tilt. The stocks have a satisfying click, auto headlamps, auto high beams, and auto rain sensing wipers, all appreciated features. Our auto headlamp controls on the left side, some aluminum outlining the air vents, some soft materials for the dashboard, and a heads up display, pretty large. Hopefully you can pick it up on camera. We get the Bang & Olufsen bass speaker in the center with 2 tweeters right next to it and 2 additional tweeters on each door panel with the dual screens, the 12.3-inch digital gauge display and the 14.9-inch infotainment screen. The 12.3-inch digital gauge display is adjusted by drive modes. This is our sport mode view, comfort, and Eco Pro. Pretty cool. My personal favorite screen will be sport. We'll start the review off in sport, try out comfort, and just see what the differences are. The infotainment screen, as we change our sport, comfort, and Eco Pro settings, we can see it on our 14.9-inch infotainment screen. This is my biggest complaint of it, is how all the climate control settings are adjusted through the touchscreen. We do get hard buttons down below, but only for the defrosters for the front and rear, but you will get used to it. The controls in each corner for the dual zone automatic climate, they never change their directions or their locations, so you will get used to it. It's just not hard buttons anymore, so there is something to get used to. The map, super high resolution, just about perfect of a display and response. Really, the only complaint with this new iDrive 8, iDrive 8.5 system is the climate being exclusively controlled through the infotainment screen. But other than that, perfect infotainment screen. We get some open pore wood beneath it, air vent adjustments, volume dial skip right next to it, and the defrosters, leather stitching for where your knee will often hit. We get some more open pore wood for the center area, USB-A port, wireless phone charging pad. You'll fit 24-ounce bottles and a 12-volt. You can turn off the traction control, parking cameras. You can turn off the parking sensors, auto engine start stop, Sport, Comfort, Eco Pro, electronic parking brake with auto hold. If you don't want to get fingerprints all over this infotainment screen, we can use this dial over here too, with media, home, map, telephone, navigation, back, and option for the shortcuts. Backup camera, we can take a quick look at it. That was neutral. The backup camera, super high resolution, guidance lines and trajectory with an over-the-top 360. We can check out our 3D view, go all the way around our 2026 M440i, the Brooklyn Gray color match paint color too, pretty cool. Check out our car wash view too, over the top with guidance lines and trajectory. The steering also has really good weight here, much better than the 430i, way closer to that M4 competition that we reviewed in this channel. But throwing right back into park, we do not return to our previous screen, but the over-the-top 360 shows us where our door locations are. So the only way to actually go back to the previous screen is by pressing the back button. More open pore wood outside of the controls. Cushy soft leather armrest. Storage space is decent. We have a BMW official water bottle in here, pretty cool. A pretty decent amount of space. You'll probably fit around 4, maybe 5, possibly 6 of those 12-ounce water bottles. USB-C port and an LED center console light. The glove box is rubberized for the outside, lined felt, and decently large. You'll fit 25 license plates, should be able to fit 5, maybe 6 Harry Potter books. There we go. Should be able to fit 2 pairs of shoes as well. Frameless auto-dimming rear view mirror with 3 garage HomeLink settings on it. The interior lights are LED. And we get a panoramic moonroof. Well, it's not super panoramic, it's more of a large sunroof, but the shade opens up pretty quickly, and the glass goes into the roof itself, so it's not sticking out like a sore thumb. See if it goes out any further. It does not, but to the end of the front row, poking away out of here, it's a hot one today in Ocala, Florida. Sunny and 95 degrees according to this M440i, and I believe it because my camera's already overheated like 3 times throughout this review. Anyway, we'll leave the shade open so when we hop out back, you guys can see how much light is brought into the cabin, but that's about it for the front seat, at least, this 2026 BMW M440i. Let's take a quick step out back, see how much space is offered back there, as well as the overall quality of the materials. I do like how BMW automatically slides the front seat forward to make it a little bit easier to take a step back here. And for a 2-door sports coupe, this is really spacious. You'll see where it stops in the previous seat settings. Yep, still have about an inch of knee room and have about half an inch of headroom. So no, I'm not going to say that this is as comfortable as a 3 Series. If you plan on keeping adult passengers in your back seat semi-consistently or consistently, I'd heavily urge you to go for the M340i for the 3 Series for the added practicality. But if you don't plan on keeping 6-foot tall plus passengers here on a daily basis, this is more than practical enough. We get air vents back here too, no map pockets, some leather stitching for the armrest, and additional Harman Kardon speaker, soft touch materials up top, and we get a center cubby armrest. That's a pretty appreciated touch. With cup holders, they're not opening up. It feels like they're a little bit stuck, but either way, you'll fit 12-ounce bottles in there with no problem with a pass-through. So if you're going on a ski trip, you can still bring it along here in the 440i, M440i, and these second row seats, of course, also drop down 40, 40, 20. Taking a step out of here, pretty decent amount of light brought into the cabin thanks to the moonroof with LED interior lights behind it. We can take a step out of here. No, it's not as convenient as a 340i, but it is surprisingly close and about as practical of a 2-door vehicle as you're going to get. Anyway, that's about it though, guys, for the interior. Let's take a step out in this cargo space, see how much space is offered back here, and take this 2026 M440i out for a drive. So underneath the BMW badge is our button for the electrically opening trunk, with the hinges being covered so you don't have to worry about crushing your cargo, and a pretty large sport coupe trunk, way larger than the convertible M4 competition reviewed in this channel. I'll leave a link right here to show you exactly how much cargo space, with pockets in each corner, perfect for grocery bags so you don't have to worry about your stuff flying all the way around. We mentioned the seats folding down 40, 40, 20. I'd expect you to slide a 60 to 65 inch TV back here. Very impressive for a sports coupe. There are 2 buttons to drop the trunk. This button drops it, this button drops it and locks the car. We don't need the car locked, so we'll press the button on the left and it immediately starts to close. That's about it though, guys, for the inside and outside of this beautiful, high performance and surprisingly affordable 2026 BMW M440i. It's definitely one of the best looking cars in the segment. The front end, I'm sure a lot of you guys weren't huge fans of it at first, neither was I, but it's definitely starting to grow on me, and this B58 makes making more power now since 2025. Let's take this 2026 BMW M440i out for a drive and see what it's got. All right, guys, now we're just about seeing everything we need to see with the inside and outside of the all-new 2026 BMW M440i. Let's take it out for a drive and see what it's got. We're gonna start off in Sport Plus. Most aggressive mode, we'll try it out in comfort and just see what the transition is like. But Sport Plus, very solid steering feel. The throttle is sensitive, but you can feel that it's holding the gear. Not gonna be where you get your max miles per gallon. But taking a step out here, we can lean into it about a third of the way. Snappy shifts. And you look down and you are moving. Yeah, in Sport Plus, we do lose our overdrive gear, but that's what allows us to constantly be in the meat of the power band. But if you're just cruising along highways, I'd recommend just leaving it in comfort. The steering does get a lot lighter, the throttle gets way less sensitive, and the transmission's not gonna kick you in the butt as hard during the shifts, but this is where you're gonna get your almost 30 combined miles per gallon. This is where you're gonna have the more luxurious experience, and you lean into the throttle, I mean, it still picks up and goes really quickly. Brakes feel good too. Just a very well put together vehicle that gives you a great transition between the sport modes and the comfort. And in comfort mode, yes, you do need to lean into the throttle a little bit more to keep the vehicle moving. But with this turbocharged engine, as soon as that boost even begins to kick in, you have a lot of power. All right, guys, throwing it in. Steering still feels really sharp and direct in comfort, just a lot less weight. About half throttle comfort mode. You look down and you are moving, just a lot less drama in comfort. Still feels very, very quick. You're just cruising along the highway speeds, concrete pavement, low profile tires, and we still hear just about nothing. Basically just as quiet of an interior as the X5 M60 we just reviewed in this channel, and that car had a base price about $26,000 above what we're sitting in here. We can take a step over here, throw it back into sport mode. The transmission starts to downshift us, steering gets heavier, throttle's a lot more sensitive, and the transmission definitely kicks you in the butt a little bit more. But yeah, the way that this vehicle hides its speed, you look down, you're just almost always going faster than you think you are. We can slow down a little bit, try out a little bit of a pull. We're not going to floor it, we're not going to do anything off the line, but just on the gas. Ho, ho, ho. Yeah, this thing is seriously quick. Hopefully you can pick up the crackles and pops on camera. This is a serious performance car. Yeah, this definitely is a huge performance upgrade over a 430, and you're really not spending that much more. You can load up a 430 to the price point that we're sitting in here easily, and this is a very well loaded 440. Sure, it doesn't have a ton of options and features, but it has everything you could possibly want or need. The only thing that I would maybe add on top of this are the ventilated seats, but the Harman Kardon audio system, beautiful interior, and just top level performance. You feel lane keep assist kicking in, brakes feel good, and hugs these corners just about perfectly. Lightning quick shifts too in Sport Plus. Overall, guys, if you're looking for a luxury performance car with 2 doors and you're not looking to spend 6 figures, but you are looking to get 0 to 60 in the 3s. This, I've seen it tested at 3.6, 3.7 seconds, and sure, we are getting up there in price, but you're getting the performance to go along with it, and it's a genuinely comfortable car. If that's what you're looking for, guys, you're okay with spending $70,000 to $75,000 for a well-loaded M440i, I would 100% recommend checking one out. And a big thanks to Ibrahim and the rest of the management and staff here at BMW of Ocala for helping make this review possible. I'll leave a link to our inventory below, and if you're looking for a new premium or performance car or SUV in the Ocala area, I would definitely recommend checking these guys out and ask for Ibrahim. And a big thanks to all you guys for watching. I had a great time making this video. If you're new to the channel, please subscribe. If you've already subscribed, thank you so much. You guys know the channel is just not possible without you, and I really appreciate the constant support. But again, if you haven't subscribed yet, please subscribe. Leave a like too, it really helps me out, the YouTube algorithm. That's how these videos get promoted to new people. Leave a comment, let me know what you like, let me know what you don't like. Leave a comment, let me know if there's any specific cars, SUVs, or trucks you want to see reviewed on this channel, and I'll definitely try getting those videos for you ASAP. But other than that, again, thank you guys so much for watching, and I hope all of you have a great day.